I've seen the justice system from every perspective. As someone who was young and foolish and made a poor choice in his life and turned his life around with the right opportunity and structure.
From the Tube,
Nico LaHood campaigning as the new district attorney for Bexar County.
to the campaign trail. With star-studded support along the way, it's safe to say it's been quite the year for Nico LaHood.
One of the greatest questions I was asked during the campaign was, are you a Republican or Democrat? And when they asked me that question, I knew I was doing it right.
And while he's reached his goal, becoming district attorney of Bexar County, Nico's purpose is yet to come.
Reach your goals as you step towards your purpose.
Nico spent most of his childhood with his time split between San Antonio's north side with his parents and brothers and the city's south side.
We grew up on South Flores and Clutter Street, right near there's a post office right there, down the street from St. Leo's Catholic Church.
A natural advocate from the start.
I've always been that guy or that kid that stood up for what was right.
Nico's path to a career in law was inspired early on.
In kindergarten, I wanted to be a police officer. In first grade, I wanted to be a lawyer, and that never changed. I used to go with my pop, my older brother and I used to go with my pop to the courthouse and to the law office on holidays or during the summer. And I used to see my pop, and he changed and morphed into this man of just tremendous charisma. And he was different at home, more reserved, quiet, you know. But when he was in his element, he was like no other.
He would go on to earn his law degree from St. Mary's University, but you can say that the education in making his case began at home.
You can say anything to anybody, whether it's the President of the United States or the principal of your school, as long as you say it right. Don't ever lose your testimony in your temper.
Some lessons came easy. Others arrived in more complicated packages.
I'll never forget that night or that morning when my pop picked me up from downtown.
Like when he ended up on the other side of the law, following a drug arrest at the young age of 21.
And I was more scared of my pop and my mom than I was of the system.
And he was also grappling with the stain on his family's name.
He didn't say anything to me driving home, and I was like, man, say something to me. Tell me that you're mad at me, that you want to disown me, to change my last name. Say something, cuss me out, I don't care. But say something.
Nico was forced to accept the consequences of his choices, a lesson he admits he learned the hard way.
Pop, I'm sorry that I embarrassed your name. And he snapped at me, he said, you don't embarrass me, son. You embarrass yourself. You're my boy, and I love you no matter what. There's nothing you can do that can stop me from loving you. It will take you years to build up a good reputation and 1 second to mess it up.
But the fabric of his being would be further tested when 2 years later, his oldest brother Michael was tragically killed in a carjacking.
After my brother passed away, my parents went through a very dark time in their lives. We all did, and I can't imagine what a parent goes through when they lose a child. I saw it, but I haven't felt it, thank God, and I pray that I never do. I know what it's like to lose a sibling, and it's very challenging, and it almost won over me, you know, it almost took me over.
Left with no choice but to press on during this dark time, it is then that Nico decided to look up.
I got to a point when I started really pressing into my faith and being tired of putting on this show of hiding my anger after the loss of my brother when he was taken from us.
His brother's memory helps keep the purpose alive, making the streets of Bexar County safer, especially for the children, one of the key platforms inside Nico's campaign.
Children are a gift from God. What do you do with a gift? Do you throw it away, or do you cherish it and protect it? Every gift that's meant anything to me, I've cherished and protected. And so I've been given 3 gifts in my life, and I will do everything to cherish and protect them at all costs.
Today, Nico LaHood celebrates his success and his stumbles.
Poor choices, stumbles in life, they can either destroy you or they can mold you. That's up to you.
Even with all the triumphs, Nico is still just your average kid looking to make his dad proud.
My pop is still my hero, so everything that he's taught me, I'm turned into my own man, which it's an honor for me to do that. Wise man.
And on election night, it was his old man who watched in the wings as Nico celebrated this new chapter in his story.
I looked up and they said, oh, your mom and pop went home. So I called him on the way home and he calls me Daddy. He goes, congratulations, Daddy. And I said, thanks, Pop. That was it. That's what he said. But I knew what he meant.